Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. Welcome back to the channel. And today's video is going to be a shortish one, but I do want to talk about the Queen. She has officially began her summer holidays at Balmoral in Scotland. Now, I bet you're all thinking, well, didn't you make a video of her a few weeks ago, leaving after she just met the new Prime Minister, where she went back up to Scotland? Yes, I did, and she did a kind of begin her summer break then, but not officially. She has been staying up until today at a lodge, a nice big special lodge on the estate. So she's been staying on the Balmoral estate from then until now in a lodge called Craiggowan Lodge. Now it's this beautiful old lodge building, and that is where she typically spends about 2 weeks prior to moving into the castle. So today marks the formal occasion when she has actually been welcomed and she moves from Craiggowan Lodge into Balmoral. So today actually marks the official beginning of Her Majesty's summer break, her summer vacation, her summer holidays, whatever you want to call it, until October. So I'm going to give the Queen a big old fan flap, a big old holiday fan flap, and I hope she's got her Scottish hula skirt on and she's doing a nice dance, because I think I would do too. So after this, I am going to put up a video of a few clips which the royal family have posted. Again, it's not terribly too much, but it does give you an idea of the Queen being welcomed. So she arrived to pipes and drums being sounded, and I do believe it was from the Four Scots for the occasion. And the Queen was wearing a beautiful soft blue colour, and of course she met the horse, Cruachan. I hope I said that correctly. Is it Cruachan or Cruachan? It's spelled Cruachan, and he's Cruachan the Fourth, and he is the mascot. So she was met by Major Mark Williamson, who also greeted Her Majesty at the castle in Aberdeenshire. The royal family also shared a sweet picture from around about the time of the Queen's Silver Jubilee in 1972, showing Her Majesty and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, at Balmoral. And I'm now going to just, I suppose, take a little bit of time to read some information about Balmoral Castle that you may not know. But before I do that, I want to go to the chat room and see how everyone is doing. Let's just refresh my page. I hope you've all had a really wonderful day. I know I have. Aha, here I am. There we go. Okay. The chat room is now coming. By the way, I'm wearing what I call my Balmoral tiara. I did wear it yesterday as well. But seeing as this is all about Balmoral, I thought I would wear it again. Lots of people saying hello. Hello to you. Lots of people saying that they're very happy for the Queen. Yes, safely installed. I like the word installed. Installed in the castle. Let's have a look. Leslie says, I love the Windsor tartan. Is it true only members of the royal family can wear it? Yes, I don't think I've seen... Well, I mean, technically, if you can get hold of it, you can wear it. But, yes, officially, I think I've only seen members of the royal family wearing it. If anyone's seen any other examples, do let me know. Yes, she looked happy, lovely and strong. She did, Laurie. That's totally correct. Now, let's go to the information that I want to read. By the way, if you can hear car noise, it's because I've got my window open. It's really hot still, so I've got my window open. Now, if you didn't know, the Balmoral Castle is located in Royal Deeside, Aberdeenshire, and Balmoral Castle, Scotland, by the way, I should say Scotland. Balmoral Castle is one of the 2 personal and private residences owned by the royal family, unlike the royal palaces that belong to the crown. So the other residence of which they are referring to is Sandringham. So Sandringham and Balmoral are the 2 private residences. There was some talk about Sandringham, the roof being repaired, and it costing up to £500,000. And of course that has been met privately by the Queen because it is her own private estate. People were trying to compare and contrast that to Harry and Meghan's Frogmore Cottage, which of course was paid for by the Crown because it's part of the Crown estates. So people were trying to unfairly say, well, the Queen's paying for her roof, why can't Harry and Meghan pay for their Frogmore Cottage? Well, it's because Sandringham is a private residence, privately owned by the Queen. Therefore, it does not fall under the category of the Crown Estate. I just thought I would mention that whilst we're reading it because there has been some misinformation about that in the press. Anyway, the royal family first became interested in Balmoral in 1847 when Queen Victoria and Prince Albert visited on the edge of Loch Logan, which is in the West Highlands of Scotland. Their time there was marred by terrible weather, and midges most likely. Queen Victoria mentions the pouring rain many times in her diary. So while there, the son of the Queen's physician, Sir James Clark, wrote a number of letters to his father, who was convalescing at Balmoral. The letters from Balmoral described blue skies and fine weather. The news of dry weather interested Prince Albert, so his interest was piqued. In 1848, it was therefore suggested that the Balmoral climate would make a more suitable Scottish residence for the Queen. When the artist James Gillies commissioned to make a watercolour of a plan of the house, the decision was soon made to acquire the remaining 27-year lease for Prince Albert, and in 1852 Queen Victoria and Prince Albert bought the castle outright. The original castle was built in the 15th century and consisted of a square tower with battlements and a thick stone wall surrounding a small square, so very much a true castle. By 1746, a house had been added to it. When Sir Robert Gordon acquired the lease in 1830, he demolished most of the building, reconstructing it as a small castle in the Scottish baronial style. So that's what, and also, once Albert rebuilt it, he kind of made it look a little bit more Germanic. After Queen Victoria bought the castle in 1852, plans were made to build a new castle about 100 yards northwest of the old building, designed by the City of Aberdeen architect William Smith. On the 28th of September 1853, the foundation stone of the new castle was laid by Queen Victoria. Prince Albert took a great interest in the design, this is what I was saying, and construction, which was completed by 1856, also in the Scottish baronial style. The castle is constructed from local granite, which was precision cut using the modern machinery of the day, producing a much smoother finish to the building than usual. Prince Albert set about landscaping the area, starting a programme of improvements lasting several years, which was done in accordance with a model he had constructed in sand. Ooh, so he made a model in sand, I didn't know that. The main works were completed by 1859 and included new houses, stables, workshops and schools. In 1861, the main farmhouse and buildings were finished, with plans drawn up by Albert for a new dairy. They had their own dairy, and lines of one of the Windsor. What? A new dairy along the line. Can't read today. A new dairy along the lines of the one at Windsor. Of course, Windsor had its own dairy. Unfortunately, he was never able to see his plans completed. In December of that year, he died of typhoid fever at Windsor Castle. Queen Victoria, heartbroken at the death of her husband, continued what Albert had started, and the dairy was completed the next year. Over the years, other houses were put up, including a garden cottage, and Craiggowan Lodge, I think was... Oh, Karim Cottage was also added. And Craiggowan Lodge must have been added as well at the estate. As the years passed, Queen Victoria spent more of her time at Balmoral with its happy memories and welcome solitude. When Queen Victoria died in 1901, Balmoral passed to King Edward VII, who did not make much use of it, only staying for only 3 to 4 weeks a year. Really? I'd be there all the time. King George V inherited Balmoral when he became king. He was unable to visit Balmoral during the First World War, but returned for autumn visits. Therefore, like his grandmother, Queen Victoria, George took pleasure in the place, its people and its peace and tranquillity. Local craftsmen were commissioned to make the fine wrought iron gates that we see today. Queen Mary took a great interest in the gardens, creating the flower garden below the south lawn. The services in the castle were modernised and electricity was introduced, powered by generators and a turbine installed on the Gelder Burn. In 1937, George VI and Queen Elizabeth came to Balmoral and took more interest in the castle, more than anyone since Queen Victoria's time, and they greatly enjoyed the place until the King's untimely death in 1952. In 1952, Queen Elizabeth II came to Balmoral with the Duke of Edinburgh, and with their family they continued to enjoy the place and take a great interest in its running. The Duke of Edinburgh takes an active role in the managing of the estate and has created a large vegetable garden adjoining Queen Mary's flower garden. a flowered paved walk along the terrace on the north side of the castle, and a water garden to the southwest of the castle. He also started a plantation of oak along the bankside of the cricket pitch. Every year the Queen spends the summer break at Balmoral, where she is joined by other members of the royal family, which we will see from time to time. So that kind of explains also why we haven't seen too much family action going on in the past 2 weeks, because the Queen has been at Craiggowan Lodge. So now that she's safely installed in the castle, I think this weekend we will see the first of the other royals arriving at the castle, and I'm predicting the Wessexes will be the first. Let me know who you think may be the first. Let's go over to the comment section. LD Poodle says, who got the tiara? Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's beautiful. Like I say, I've called it the Balmoral tiara, but it's not a royal replica. It's just because it reminds me of Scotland. I don't know why. You know, I don't think it's got any thistles in it, but I do like it. LD Poodle says, I want to see the landscape of the castle grounds so much. I would love to visit, and of course it is open for a large part of the year. Yes, you can go to Balmoral other times of the year. You can even stay in some of the guest houses on the estate. Hello to everyone who's joined. Break out the tartan. Yes, everyone can wear their tartan now. Ecelia says, hi all. Finally managed to get to a live chat. Hope everyone is well. You sound nasal. Yeah, it keeps coming and going. Sometimes, some days it's good. Some days it's bad. Yeah. It is what it is. What it is. So yes, hello to everybody. Danielle says, what wonderful information about Balmoral. Where can we find all this information? I can link it. I'll pop the link in. It's from the official royal family website. So it's official information. So it's Royal Reviewer approved and safe to read. I'll pop it in here. There we go. So if you want to read what I've just read again for yourself, you can. I've just popped the link in. It should be showing. There it goes. It's just popped in right now. Auntie D says, I wish I had some of those Thornton chocolates. Oh, I do have some Thornton chocolates. Oh no, they're in the other room. I thought I left them in here. No, I will have to show you my Thornton's chocolates in a different live chat. They're in the other room. I thought I got them back there, but I hadn't. Where do I get all my tiaras? Different places. Amazon. I've had some sent to where I don't know where they're from. Some are from the Royal Look for Less. And that's all that I can think of in terms of where to source them. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. By the way, I have 39 thumbs ups with 124 watching. Now, like I said, this is going to be a really quick chat because I'm just talking about the one topic today, which I've kind of covered. There isn't terribly too many photographs or videos whizzing around about the Queen's arrival, but I am going to compile. I'm going to go after this now and compile a few clips, and I will post them in a video so you can see what we're talking about. So I'm going to go now. I will most likely be back tomorrow with another live chat around about the same kind of time. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye. And another fan flap for the Queen for officially beginning her holiday.